Hey everyone, welcome to BookDeathMothTarot. My name is Red and I want to thank you all for being here. Today's pick a card reading is on your evolution. How are you leveling up? How are you growing? How are you changing for the better? We are working with two new decks, yet still familiar, and we have three options. Pile number one is clear quartz. Pile number two is the seashell. And pile number three is the argonite. So take a second, pause the video, see which one is calling out to you the most, and we will go ahead and jump into pile number one. Timestamps will be listed below. Hey guys, if you chose pile one with the clear quartz, then this is your reading. Again, today's pick a card reading is on your evolution. How are you leveling up? How are you changing for the better? In what ways are you growing? We're working with a new tarot deck today, and you guys already have a card out, which is the Knight of Cups. If you guys hear a little bit of background noise, I apologize in advance. We have the Seven of Wands coming out with the Queen of Wands. Let's get you guys some more. We have the Magician. And we have the Three of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have Strength. Alrighty, pile one, your evolution. Let's see. Well, it looks like you guys' confidence is absolutely getting a boost with the Knight of Cups coming out first. It jumps straight out. You guys are feeling better about yourselves internally, which is starting to show itself externally. But there is a little brief warning here with this Seven of Wands and this Queen of Wands. Though you are feeling better, though you are feeling confident, though you are feeling driven and internally driven on an emotional level, wanting to move forward with your life and wanting to take advances in life, different opportunities, different people, different connections. When you make those connections, it may be a little off-putting to some, but that is okay. It's not necessarily telling you to back down, but it is telling you to be aware of how you are being perceived, okay? Because these cards are not out in reverse. Matter of fact, you have no cards in reverse. But with that Seven of Wands, you guys may feel the need to protect that confidence, okay? And feel the need to put it out in the forefront. And that can be taken either way with certain people, okay? If they're not for you, they're not for you, and that's perfectly fine. But those that are for you, you don't want to be a little over exuberant, let's say, with the confidence, because that can, again, go left quick, okay? Either way, you're feeling better. You're feeling very much so in control of your life, of yourself, of what you're manifesting, okay? So even if you don't have a specific intention in life, you are opening up the door for just about all of the good thing, okay? You are being optimistic, open-minded, taking control of certain situations and kind of leaving the door open. I feel like you guys are very, very, very open people, very, very open-minded people. When you are manifesting, you're not being too restrictive with your intentions to the point where you're blocking other things out, which is a good thing. But when it comes to waiting on certain things to show up in your life, like say a certain amount of money or a certain type of job, if you're not being very specific with what type of job, just kind of open to any job, then you can't expect certain outcomes if you're not super clear with your intentions, okay? So of course it's a very thin line, but if there are certain specific things that you want, ask for those things. If you're open-minded with just about everything else, then keep doing what you're doing in those areas, okay? But with the Three of Wands, that's really, again, waiting for your ships to come in. Here we have a castle in the clouds. So there is a bit of a distance between where you're at currently and what you would like your life to look like, or you as a person overall, what you look and feel like internally, okay? Especially with that strength that can go internally and externally. And we were talking about your internal confidence showing and shining externally, okay? So you guys are absolutely wanting to again, keep moving forward with your self-confidence, your self-esteem. Keep boosting that. You guys want to keep growing in that area, feeling better and better and better about yourselves. But there is a bit of the external as well, with your external appearance and the external appearance of your life, okay? So if your current life is not matching how you feel internally, confident, driven, you get what I'm saying? Willing and able to manifest, okay? If your outside life isn't matching how you feel on the inside, then that's where that evolution is coming in, and that change for the better. We're going to make it match now, okay? So you guys are absolutely, absolutely growing and evolving with your self-esteem and your self-confidence, and you're making confident moves in your life and setting very confident intentions about certain outcomes, okay? So our next new deck is the Affirmators deck. See, we already have one coming out. We have Curiosity. Actual school may have taught me that studying is kind of boring, but School of Life proves that playful as heck exploration plus around every corner inspiration abound. So today I'll brush away any been there, done that dust from my eyes and brighten them with the fresh and glossy coat of curiosity. Okay, so bringing more curiosity into your life. So we have the optimism and being open-minded. Now we need to get, again, curious about the things we are specific with, okay? The things we are specific with. We need to be curious yet passionate in those areas of our life, okay? So that is kind of, they're happy with where you've moved energetically. So now they're kind of giving you the breadcrumbs as to what to do next, okay? So getting curious about the things you're passionate about, and that is where you start. We have self-worth. I cast off all concerns about what people think of me. I know I'm a totally kick A person, and my kick A-ness can never be diminished by rejection. So people can think what they think and feel what they feel. In the meantime, I'll just keep on knowing what I know without thinking about what they are thinking about, what I already know, I think. So with that wishy-washiness at the end, they're telling you don't stutter step on that, again, that self-esteem and that confidence boost, feeling good about yourself and who you are and where you're going in life. Not everybody's gonna get it, and that's cool. You still need to know yourself, but also be aware of yourself. Know when you are leaning right or when you're leaning left, if you know what I mean. But again, regardless of which way you're leaning, you're not going to be for everyone. You still need to be sound and secure in yourself, your passions, and what you're curious about, what gets you going, okay? What gets that spark going within you, regardless of who agrees or not. Alrighty. Alrighty. See, we had optimism jump out, but the card I pulled was wisdom. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I am continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. In that sense, even failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? There's a little sarcasm there. Like I said, you guys did have optimism jump out. I'm not going to read that. We have elaborated on that enough. But with this wisdom, this is letting you know the path that you are moving on to, that is, again, matching your internal, who you are and where you're moving into, let's say. I feel like you guys, where you're currently at was not a constant for you. It took some time, it took some work for you to get here, okay? So now that you know what you know and you've learned what you've learned along the journey, you can continue to climb towards that castle in the sky and manifest the A to B, okay? Because there's going to be the journey in between A to B. There's going to be different situations, different outcomes, different hiccups, let's say, that come up that you will need to, again, be able to manifest your way out of, if that makes sense, okay? They're saying you're more than prepared. You are absolutely more than prepared. And some of the stickiness absolutely was, I hate to say it, but it was kind of on purpose, okay? You guys were meant to learn certain lessons in order to prepare you for this moment. And now that you've learned, you don't need to diminish yourself in any way. And that where I'm going, I need to be sure of, regardless of whether it makes sense right now or to society. Okay? Even if you're doing something that's very unconventional, that is okay. You need to stand strong in that. And if you do need to defend yourself and your goals, your successes, your accomplishments, then you need to do so. They're absolutely not telling you to back down from that, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have imperfection. Today, I embrace the Japanese idea of wabi-sabi, aka the perfection of imperfection, and bless my messes, my mistakes, and my oops, that was not supposed to be a lion, looks like a drunk raccoon. Lord. A perfect plan can only be so interesting. So thanks, happy accidents, for shaking things up and leading me on unplanned adventures. I'll pay you 10% when my drunk raccoon stationery business takes off. Okay, so you guys are perfectionists. Again, this is a little jokey, but they're cute. Anywho, you guys are perfectionists, and even though things don't necessarily pan out to that perfect image you may have in your head, or that manifestation exactly what you would have hoped it looked like I said, with that Three of Wands, there are certain specifics with you guys, but when those specifics don't quite pan out so specifically, okay, that is where that oops, should I keep doing this? Oops, is this a good idea? You know, is this something that is for me? They're saying that even though it was an accident, try to be optimistic again and turn that accident into a happy accident. Make the most of what you have, good or bad. Turn it around. Transmutation. It takes strength and courage to transmute, okay? But it also talks about not being so hard on yourself internally, externally, with your projects, with your work, where you are applying your energy, okay? You cannot be perfect every second of every day. Absolutely not. But you are perfect for you always, and that is all that matters. So don't hold yourself to such a high standard that is unreachable, and then it's also stressful for you that it is unreachable. Okay, pile one, you're hungry for more, but more is stressful when rushed. Okay, keep taking those steps. That's going to be very helpful. Let's get you guys some more oracle. We have darkness, and that came out in reverse. So your darkest days or darkest moments, darkest feelings internally about yourselves, those are over, okay? That long night moon, that can also kind of mean like the dark night of the soul. Some of you guys may have went through that recently. Anyone who's been through that knows it takes a little while to kind of recover afterwards, let's say. They're saying that you guys have recovered if that is something you went through. Okay, or you are currently recovering. Okay, so the worst part is absolutely over. It's only up from here. But on the way up, don't make it unrealistic for yourself. Okay, it will always get better, but it doesn't have to be rushed. We have blossoming, and it came out in reverse. Now, I was going to do today's reading on something similar to this card, but what it's talking about with you guys is kind of this. Anyone who's seen Moana kind of knows these clouds up top, okay? It can get a little frustrating, let's say, when our manifestations are manifesting slowly, let's say. Again, you guys are wanting to kind of speed up your growth and your evolution externally as well, to match the internal, but they're stating that it has to be in a stair-step process. It's small increments that add up in the end, okay? Again, it can't be rushed. So the more that you push, the more it's kind of pulling, if that makes sense. So being open-minded, being optimistic, all of the good things, that's great, but you need to still be as open with your energy when it comes to your manifestations, because right now it's more of a blockage and fighting the manifestation as opposed to letting it flow and letting it happen. That is what's going on with your external reality right now, okay? bringing your goals, your thoughts, your ideas into the physical reality. There is a misstep with the timeline of it, okay? So there may be something that, say you guys are wanting to manifest something that spirit is like, this is going to take you minimum 3-4 months, but you're like, no, it has to happen in 30 days. It's going to happen in 30 days. Of course, there is wiggle room. Spirit could say 3 months, you could say 30 days, and then boom, it happens in 60 and we're all happy. You get what I'm saying? But they're saying you have big dreams, big goals, and where she's at on this ladder is nowhere near this castle yet, okay? There is still a journey between A and B that needs to be experienced, that needs to be had, okay? So don't let that frustrate you internally to where those fiery clouds come into play and that, you know, that volcano erupts. I have another deck that is very similar to this card. It has a card just like it, and it means the same thing. Emotional buildup that eventually overflows and spills onto almost everything else. And strength can also be turned upside down and mean the same thing, okay? So don't psych yourself out by the timeline of your manifestations. Try to enjoy the journey more, okay? So we have abundance in reverse. Oh my goodness. I don't usually take them in reverse, but today I am. Okay, so with the abundance in reverse, I feel like that is where you need to be more specific. And that is where, because the magician is a card of self-mastery, but it also takes precision and focus, okay? So what exactly are you trying to gain abundance in? What area? Is it your finances? Is it your job, your career? Is that what area it's in, or is it in other areas? Your spirituality, your personal relationships and connections to people. You get what I'm saying? Your lifestyle. Where do you want to see abundance? Is it all of that? If it is all of that, then you need to be specific again about, okay, I want to see abundance and growth in my finances and my connections with my family, yada yada, whoop-de-whoop. Okay? There is a pen and paper here. I talk about scripting a lot because that is a very good starting point for people who are not familiar with manifesting, okay? The 369 method has been coming up a lot in like personal readings and just talking to people. That's been coming up a lot. I've been working with that number. I've been seeing that number myself. So that is a method that may also work for you. It is something that is done daily. Anywho, moving forward. Bottom of the deck, we have the void. Okay, so that rush is coming from trying to fill the void, where you feel voids in your life, emptiness, or just maybe things are too quiet. Okay, you want some spice in your life. You want to have a little more fun. You want to have more things to be excited about or passionate about. Maybe you guys are really secluded. You don't talk to a lot of people, or maybe you don't go out a lot. Maybe you just are the type to get up, get ready, go to work, come home, go to the doctor's, go to the grocery store, come home, things like that. Okay, you want to have more to your life than just the basics, I feel like. Okay, so you're trying to fill the void, and that's where that eagerness, that speed comes from. Okay, there's different ways to fill the void than with people or projects or things to do, okay? If this is a personal evolution, then again, that is an internal start. Feels like you guys have done the majority of the internal, so now we're taking it external. That is where you're going to see more joy. I feel like what they're telling you is once these people, these things, these objects, these material things, once they come in, you will still feel that, okay? So they don't want you to fill the void with the wrong things and create more emptiness, let's say, pile one. So let's get you guys some tea leaves really quick before we close out. We have the moon, changes in your life. Exactly, there's a moon here. And actually, this is reverse upright. We have fair woman, dealings or relationship with a woman, blonde hair, gray or white hair. This came out together. Take that how it applies. I'm more so banking on this moon card right now. Changes in your life, changes for the better. As long as you're fair to yourself, and you take care of yourself, and you do things the right way, it's not technically a right or wrong way to do things, but everybody has certain things that are meant for them, and we don't want to end up taking a shortcut that ends up being a longer route to where we're going, okay? Or we don't want to take the wrong way and end up having to walk in circles twice as long as what it would have taken us to go from A to B, okay? So there's a certain way for everyone to do things. There's no right or wrong, but there are ways to go about it with least resistance, let's say. So they're trying to help you get to where you're going without fighting it. We have persevere and you will overcome problems, and you are on the road to success. Okay, so this is still an uphill, up the ladder, uphill. There's still a bit of a distance, but I feel like each little turn, each little pivot, each little turning point for you, there are like little checkpoints along the way. And you know, like on video games, like story mode, each checkpoint you get something or something like that. You will receive something. It just won't be the entire thing, but it'll let you know I'm on the right path. It won't be the entire manifestation, but you're on the right path. You get what I'm saying? So just think of it like that. Little breadcrumbs along the way that will feed you just enough to keep going, okay? Bottom of this deck, we have career. So for a lot of you, this does have to do with your career overall. It didn't say like finances or job for a reason, okay? This is your career long term. What do I bring and create into this world, okay? It's the overall picture of what you're bringing to the table when it comes to your finances, your job, your career, your projects, okay? Regardless, you're on the right path as long as you're not forcing it or causing any resistance. Slowly but surely getting ahead. Slowly but surely, a sincere wish will be granted, okay? Persevere and you will overcome problems. A wish being granted, it just won't be on your timeline. Successfully overcoming a problem. Overcoming. So there was something specific that you guys needed to get past. If it was that dark night of the soul, that could have been that rough patch that you had to make it over, okay? We have September. Take it how it applies. I'll pull you one more. We have broom, new home, new attitude. So some of you guys may have moved in September, or you want to move this coming September. Maybe your lease is up in September. Maybe you're buying a home in September. Regardless, you guys are wanting a new home or a new energy for your current one. If you guys are trying to formulate a new environment for yourself altogether, even if that is with your career, where your home base with your career would be at, then we need to, again, align our actions accordingly with our energy on divine timing, okay? Not forcing, not resisting, not rushing, but getting in tune with it, following the steps, and going with the flow and allowing, being optimistic, allowing good things to come in those areas, okay? But what is it that you want to see for your new home or your current home? What is that? Get specific again, okay? When you can get specific, that's how they're able to bring that wish into fruition, okay? So you guys are doing better than not, okay? You're doing much better than not. The only downside is, again, the rushing, but not getting down on yourself, not beating yourself up, and then kind of reverting back to where you were at previously. It took you a lot of work to get to where you're at now, to feel how you feel now. We don't want to waste that, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have short journey. That's funny. They're saying the more you are open to it, the least resistance you put into these manifestations, the faster they actually will come to you. So they're saying that for some of the things, certain things that are supposed to be coming into your life, that you have slowed them down yourself, but all it takes is bringing awareness to it and correcting it, because I feel like you guys are doing a lot of mental manifestation, affirmations, or scripting, okay? Those are very easily corrected, okay? Very easily corrected. But start with your thoughts first, get those thoughts on paper, and go from there, okay? When you feel the need to wind it up and speed up, try to take a moment, take a deep breath, and recenter yourself. Alrighty, pile one. So I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and I'll be back soon with another reading. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you chose pile 2 with the seashell, then this is your reading. Again, today's pick a card reading is on your evolution. How are you growing? How are you changing for the better? How are you evolving? We're going to start with your tarot. We do have a new deck we are working with today too. So let's get you guys a few. The first out is the Tower. Let's see. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse. Temperance. The Knight of Swords. Let's get you one more. And we have the Hanged Man. Alrighty. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Pile 2, how are you evolving? Your evolution. It looks like there is an abrupt ending to the storm in your life. You guys were going through a very rough patch, or there were specific situations and aspects of your life that were going through turmoil, let's say. So this is the calm after the storm. That is your evolution. And if you guys hear the background noise, I am sorry in advance. I tried to wait it out. Anywho, this is the calm after the storm. You guys have already made it through the worst parts. There was a bit of a message with that in pile 1. You guys were able to make peace with your past. You guys were able to take what you can, leave what you can't with certain aspects, connections, situations. Take it how it applies. You guys took what you could from those lessons in life, let's say. You made peace with everything that you couldn't bring with you and everything that didn't need to come with you, pile 2, okay? And with you making peace with those lessons, good or bad, hard or easy, you guys were able to shift your perspective so much in how you viewed life overall that it has helped you move forward with precision and strategy, okay? You guys are evolving when it comes to your strategy and your outlook on life overall. And with that comes making very abrupt yet strategic decisions and plans for how you are moving forward, because we are no longer accepting those sticky situations. Let's say that's no longer my reality, and I'm not accepting it as my reality. I have already made it through that. Now I am to the point in my life or my journey to where I have to make strong, profound decisions, but I am more than equipped to do so now. Okay, so you guys are evolving intellectually, spiritually, and physically when it comes to your life and what you're allowing in your life, okay? This is obviously an internal thing that started, but it is very much so blossoming externally, and it is going to touch every aspect of your life, okay? Every aspect. And moving forward, whether it be love, connections with your family, friends, work, take it how it applies. You're going to move with precise strategy, okay? We do have another oracle deck, a new oracle deck that we're working with today. You guys are probably familiar with it. It's the Affirmator's deck. We have Imperfection, and this came out in pile 1. Today I embrace the Japanese idea of wabi-sabi, aka the perfection of imperfection. The bless my messes, my mistakes, my oops, that was supposed to be a lion, but it looks like a drunk raccoon. A perfect plan can only be so interesting. So thanks, happy accidents, for shaking things up and leading me on unplanned adventures. I'll pay you 10% when my drunk raccoon stationery business takes off. Okay, so this is talking about, it says bless my messes, but I feel like you guys were able to find those blessings in the messes, okay? You guys were able to find the good, find those good, hard lessons, and see how that situation, how that aspect of your life could help you grow. Okay, so you transmuted that for the better in the terms of your intellect and how you perceive things. Okay, so you took something that wasn't so great and you turned it into something wonderful. But when doing so, also when doing so with yourself, do not hold yourself to such a high standard or unrealistic standard, let me say. Okay, that where when you are trying to make these, precise decisions, when you're trying to stand tall and be strong about your life and yourself, you have to be realistic, because there will come disappointment when you are unable to reach those unrealistic goals. Okay, and the Emperor, when he is disappointed, is a very much different type of disappointment. He is very successful. There are ways to kind of avoid disappointment. Of course, disappointments happen in life, but I'm talking about when it comes to you disappointing yourself. Okay, make sure that those disappointments are actually rational disappointments. Alrighty, nobody is perfect. We have dependability. I tap into the most reliable parts of myself and let them guide me towards unconditional dependability. On time, Shimon time? I don't know. From now on, I'm early. To-do list, more like to-did list. That thing is to done. Phone call I've been reluctant to return. All over it. But first, let me just hop on my computer and make sure cat memes still exist. Okay. So I know this is the card of dependability, but what it's talking about is accountability. Holding yourself accountable for any type of distractions. This is not a distracted person or a distracted energy. Okay, so if you have people placing in things that act as distractions, even if it is your phone, hold yourself accountable, because you depend on you. You rely on you. And if you are depending and relying on yourself, but you are also distracted and doing things that are not necessarily conducive with those strategic plans, let's say, again, you can't really be disappointed when those things don't quite pan out. It could have gone a different direction, let's say. So it is talking about holding yourself accountable, but also a bit of time management. Nobody's going to do the work for you but you. So that's something to kind of remind yourself of when you do find yourself distracted. Now take a break when you need a break, okay? But if your break, your 1 hour break or your 20-minute break has now become a 5-hour break, then we need to have some type of accountability, okay? So that's what it's saying. Like, if there are certain disappointments, make sure they're rational, because it would be irrational to be disappointed in yourself when you haven't necessarily applied the most pressure. Does that make sense? So let's get you guys another one. Laughter is the best free medicine, and it's high time I took a sweet hit of it. When everyone annoys me or a plan goes awry, I vow to find something funny in it. And if I ever feel like the butt of the joke, I'll remember that the only difference between someone laughing at me and someone laughing with me is that in the first version, I'm not laughing. I always have the option, so I opt to lighten up. It's free in almost 200 countries. Okay, so sweating the small stuff. I see he is literally sitting here sweating, but sweating the small things. And I do get a sense of embarrassment with that, like secondhand embarrassment too, also, like not wanting to disappoint your family or those around you, again, yourself, but finding the lightheartedness in those mistakes. Again, you guys were able to do that with a past portion of your life, past aspects, past connection, past job, take it how it applies. You were able to transmute that energy. The same thing can be applied with those either missteps or those disappointments or those not quite reaching the plateau that you were trying to reach. You're not able to reach that highest mountaintop. If that happens, then of course find the good in it, is what it's saying. Okay, try to find the good in everything, because that is your way out. Your perspective. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have roots. I remember where I came from, for better or worse, and am grateful for the person I've become, either because of or perhaps despite my upbringing. As I move through life, I keep growing and changing, but I can't marvel at the magnitude of my journey without reflecting on where it all began. Okay, so remembering where you came from to also remind you where you're going and how far you've came, okay? But there's also a sense of wanting to find where you fit in and place roots there, okay? Maybe finding your niche, finding a new career that fits you, your lifestyle, what that looks like. Maybe you want to plant roots elsewhere than what your norm has been. Take it how it applies. Everyone's will be different. But for you, pile 2, your evolution takes place in, I feel like you guys are, again, obviously leveling up your evolution, but you're moving with that level up physically. There are certain things that will be moving up with you, and you will have to take those roots. Some of them will be dead roots, so not everything can come with. Of course, take what you can, leave what you can't. But with what is coming with you where you're going, okay, those roots will need to be planted elsewhere. But where they are planted is a place that brings you peace, where you feel like you fit in. Okay, people who understand you, the things that understand you, life understands you. Okay, you want to feel at peace and comfortable where you are going and with the things or people that surround you there. Okay, there's a sense of comfort there, belonging there. Okay, but they are talking about reflecting so you can remember how far you've made it. Once you remember how far you've made it and what it used to look like, I think you'll have a little bit more gratitude and stop being so hard on yourself, okay? Because this is being hard on yourself and this is being hard on yourself. But it is preventable, okay? By holding yourself accountable. You depend on you, okay? Let's get you guys some more oracle. We have sovereignty coming out. You depend on you. Acceptance. Okay, so there's a bit of needing to incorporate spirit more into your day-to-day practices, or just even if it's affirmations, needing to incorporate more spirituality into what you are trying to bring into fruition, or the turnaround that you are trying to bring into your life. Okay, for some of you it is projects you're trying to trying to present to the world. I said prevent. Maybe some of you guys are stutter stepping. You're stopping yourself from putting it out into the world. You're scared to put it into the world because if it doesn't go well, I will absolutely be embarrassed. Like, you know what I mean? And I will absolutely try to hide it to my best ability. But regardless, you have to still be willing to step out of the box. That is what that is. New perspective, stepping out of the box internally, but also externally, and having faith in spirit to be right there with you and accept their help, because it's absolutely there with you. Okay, you don't have to do everything alone like this emperor here. Though you are more than equipped, you don't have to. You're placing roots elsewhere, so therefore for some of you it may be a little quiet right now, or a little scarce when it comes to your acquaintances, your friends, your family. It's a little quiet right now, possibly. Okay, you're finding a new community, moving elsewhere. You don't have to physically move your home, but you could be doing that too. Spirit's saying this is something we can help you with. You don't have to do it alone. Okay, we have purity, and this is also like a winter time. So during the cold months, if it is cold where you are, it is currently winter here in the United States. In those winter months, clean house, clean internally, externally, your environment. Prepare yourself for what you want to come to fruition, what you want to blossom, what you want to bloom come the spring. Okay, because March or April, there could be a much different dynamic for you if you are doing this transformation during the winter. Does that make sense? Okay, so between now and the spring, what seeds am I planting? What am I preparing myself for? Because technically I can start planting those seeds now, so that way they can come into fruition and start sprouting by spring. You get what I'm saying? I don't know anything about guarding or anything like that, so that may not be a physical term, but this is on an energetic level, okay? On an energetic level. Bottom of the deck, we have focus, and it did come out in reverse. You guys have some distractions, and I don't think it's people. I genuinely do not think it's people. I don't think they're talking about like relationships. Maybe some of you guys have outgrown your friendships. That's been a common theme in the last few months with leveling up personally and the personal messages. A lot of you have outgrown your friends. That's one thing, but for a lot of you, I'm getting electronics. There is something here with electronics, okay? So tuning out the clutter and the noise, the outside stuff. Maybe you guys watch a lot of blogs or like get all the daily scoop. That is just fog, okay? It's not necessary, it's not needed, it has nothing to do with your strategy and your planning, okay? Things like that. But anywho, there are distractions, could be just TV, whatever it may be. Try to limit the distractions that you have. Everybody's will be different, but try to limit them. Give yourself playtime, of course, but if you need to compartmentalize and make time slots to have better time management, then do so. That way you still have your fun time, but you still have your focus time too, okay? So let's get you guys some tea leaves before we close out. We have family wishes come true. So, though you guys are single, possibly, some of you. I didn't mean to like really say that, but that came out. Some of you guys may be single, or maybe you guys feel very solo, very individualized. Like you make the strong decisions in your life. There's not really someone else you have to go to and speak with about making these decisions, if that makes sense. Nobody else really needs to chime in, let's say. But you would kind of like to change that, possibly, okay? Or maybe you would like to be more inclusive. Another message I'm getting is there are family dreams and wishes from your parents, grandparents, ancestors, something like that. I'm getting a restaurant for someone as well. Anywho, there were dreams and wishes that they were not able to fulfill that you have hopes to fulfill in this lifetime. So say your great-great-grandparents wanted to own a diner or a restaurant, and they just really, overall, it was just the fact of owning something and operating something on their own, making their own money, being self-sufficient, okay? That was the dream of theirs. They were unable to fulfill that. But you, on the other hand, you have the opportunity to be a business owner and fulfill that. Does that make sense? That's just an example, but that was a separate message I was getting for that family wishes come true. Either way, you may be wanting to open the door to having more people in your surroundings or family. And as I said that, the archway jumped out of the deck. New opportunities, possibilities, and pathways opening up. You're wanting to open the door to more connections. Okay, some of you guys are wanting to open the door to new connections, and for the rest of you, again, opportunities, possibilities, projects, that sort of thing. A lot of you, though, you're wanting to plant roots in either one. You want to make sure you're doing the right thing. Regardless, the doorway is opening up. We have financial pinch. So for those of you who are wanting to open the door to more finances, more financial security, and more financial independence, again, the worst part of your situation kind of being over, that's that rainbow tea leaf card. That's what they were talking about here. The financial pinch could have been something that was very hard for you previously. Within that sticky situation, that sticky time, your finances were very restricted. So now you are planting seeds, opening up the doorway for more finances to come in, okay? And as long as you're making strategic moves and cleaning house, removing any blockages or any resistance from that and your mind, that's where you will see growth, and you'll be able to remove that blockage when it comes to your finances, okay? They're telling me, sorry, I'm channeling while I'm shuffling. They're telling me you guys want to be able to provide. Some of you guys are already parents. And then those of you, somebody may be pregnant as well. Soon to be parents. soon to be parents, even if you're not pregnant. So be careful if you don't want to be. You want to be able to provide for that family regardless, whether it's here now or you're manifesting that for your future, no matter how far out you want it one day. You want to be able to provide and supply for your family comfortably, individually, but you also want to have a support system around you. Okay? Now, if you don't want a family, take that out. This is what, and we're talking about your finances then. But for those of you who want a family, you guys want to make sure that you can provide for that family individually, let alone with a support system. Okay? We have increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. So your spiritual growth is what is pulling you out of this financial pinch. Okay? And cleansing your mind, body, spirit. You know, mind, body, spirit. The mind aspect could have been very foggy, distraction, needing to focus, but also that's where that precision comes in. Okay? Before, you likely didn't really have a direction. Now you do. Okay? And that awareness, that enlightenment, that clarity is what is helping you bring material wealth and material growth. Okay? Bottom of the deck, we have great good fortune. Again, good luck, more money coming in for you guys. So you guys are evolving internally, which is reflecting externally, and will be removing restrictions around your finances by you evolving internally first. Okay? That one shot out. Romance, celebration, and party. We have a fan, but this could also be talking about actual fans. You guys will be easily attracting more people once you let go of the extra weight or extra baggage, things that no longer make sense for you, whether that's people, places, or things. Once you start to fully accept this new you and incorporate it into everything that you do, that is when you will attract like-minded people. Some of you are wanting to attract a support system. You will be able to easily attract it once you start to fully accept the new you and incorporate it into everything that you do. Starting to walk the walk and talk the talk. Okay? No more distractions from that. You have pay attention to your health and an exciting event. Okay? So some of you, there may be like something, an exciting event coming up, a party maybe, who knows, just maybe things may be picking up and getting a little busy for you. Once you start taking on new responsibilities, moving a little bit differently, being a little more precise about what you want and going after it, things may get busy for you. Do not forget to take care of yourself. Okay? If you need to take a mental health day, then do so. Okay? You cannot show up for anyone else if you can't show up for yourself and if you're freaking exhausted. All right, pile 2. But things will be getting exciting. There will be more things to be passionate about in life. And we have rat, someone working against you behind your back. Okay, everybody is not your friend. Everybody is not your friend. And it doesn't necessarily mean people are out to get you with this card. But what it is saying is you are going to be very attractive. So, and you can attract some not so great things as well when being so energetically attractive, but also physically attractive as well. Okay, so take it how it applies. People will see that and envy it, of course. But even if it's not just that, and there are people who actually know you on a personal level and they don't have the greatest intentions for you, just make sure you're protecting yourself, okay? Whether that's physically by staying the heck away from them, or that's energetically by incorporating different things into your spiritual practice to protect you energetically, okay? Either way, make sure you're protecting yourselves from those type of people. They don't have the greatest intentions for people who are confident in themselves, who shine brightly, who are able to make strong decisions that show in the reality, okay? They're envious of that. But we have whale with great worry over nothing. So those of you who are worried about your finances, they're saying it was over nothing because you guys do have a shift coming in. You guys, part of your evolution over the winter time was for you to reflect and go through certain things and take what you can, leave what you can't, learn yourself, learn from yourself, and move forward from there. When moving forward, you're able to take correct, precise steps. Therefore, you're going to get a different outcome, which will be money. Okay? You guys will be receiving more money, more financial relief. be open to different ways it can come in for you guys, okay? But do not worry, because you guys will always be provided for. You guys are absolutely going to be okay when it comes to your finances, pile 2. Alrighty, so I hope that resonated. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and I'll be back soon with another reading. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you chose pile 3 with the Arcanite, then this is your reading. Again, today's pick a card reading is on your evolution. How are you growing, changing for the better? How are you evolving? We are using a new tarot deck today, and then we will jump into your oracle, which we are also using a new oracle deck. Now let's get a few of these first. First out, we have the 10 of Pentacles. The Hermit. Sorry about that. We had the 3 of Cups fall on the floor, and I accidentally hit the camera. Let's get you guys a few more. We have the 4 of Cups right after the 3. One more. Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles. Whew, so it was a little tough getting you guys' cards out. There was a bit of resistance. Getting your message. We do have the 8 of Wands on the bottom, which is very contrast energy compared to the rest of the cards on the table. Okay, so when it comes to your evolution, pile 3, you guys had a level up in some way, shape, or form when it comes to your finances, your projects, your job, your career. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could just be opportunities or success, okay? Being successful in that, seeing something come to light. Maybe you hit a milestone in your life. You were able to do this on your own, okay? But also, at this current moment, after reaching that success or having that opportunity be presented to you, you are in a sense of limbo. You're not quite where you were, but you're not quite where you want to be yet, okay? So you're in this introspection stage, let's say, of kind of reflecting, but also thinking, where do I go from here? Now that I do have this opportunity or this manifestation being presented to me, showing up in my life, what do I do with it? Okay? With that 3 of Cups, that is talking about, it does talk about celebration, but what I'm getting for the majority of you, a sense of community and other people needing to be incorporated in what you're doing, or it's bigger than just you. There's more people involved in what you're just doing. What you're doing, you started on your own, or this success, this prosperity, this level up is something you started. You initiated this, okay? But it also affects other people, and it takes other people's input also, okay? Or maybe you are wanting to take this from being a solo mission to having a support team or a business partner, a relationship partner. Take it how it applies. When you do have these wins, you wish there were people there you could celebrate it with or share it with, okay? Either way, when you hit these milestones, there are other people included, all right? When you have these moments of dissatisfaction, disappointment, you're unsure, or you're not quite content with life, you're also gonna have those people there, and I'm sure their input will also still be there, okay? It has its ebbs and flows, it's good and bad. Either way, you want it, okay? You want there to be a support system for you when moving forward and leveling up, okay? Now, with that 3 of Pentacles in reverse, that is again talking about outside people, outside things, outside projects and opportunities. This is talking about people coming together when it comes to ideas, projects, so on and so forth. Different inputs, different advice. They put in a little bit, they put in a little bit, and then we come up with this plan or this idea together collectively, okay? Just because you have a support system and they do have their advice and they do want to help, let's say, it still comes back to you making the ultimate decision, okay? So make sure that though you may not want to move forward solely alone. You don't want to make all these hard decisions alone. It is nice to have people who understand you and support you through the ups, the downs, the ebbs, the flows. It's nice. But sometimes those opinions and those inputs can be off-putting, and they could also confuse you or misdirect you, misguide you, let's say. Okay? Too many inputs, too much outside noise is going to cloud your voice, your judgment. That's why it goes back to, again, you, your introspection, solely, individually. Okay? So, even if it comes down to you having to quiet out the noise, quieting out the noise has been the ongoing message between all three piles. Outside noise. Okay? Don't ever let it divert you. Of course, you can take it in, take it for what it is, take what you can, leave what you can't. But you still have to make those decisions for yourself, okay? And if it takes you blocking some people or ignoring some people and things, then do so. I'm getting an online thing for some of you, all right? We do have the Eight of Wands. Things will be picking up yet again. So if you guys had some downtime, some time to take a break, seek some solitude, get some peace, maybe go out and celebrate a bit, enjoy the holidays, you guys had time to do that. Now it's getting back to work, okay? Getting right back to work. And actually, they are talking about your workload increasing, okay? So just like your success was increasing, now you have to face those new devils with the new levels, okay? Being prepared for that no matter what. No matter what. So, with that Eight of Wands, it's coming in quick, it's coming in hot. And so are you. You are coming in hot. And with that, you have to be ready to protect yourself, protect your blessings, protect what you're working towards, protect your ideas, okay? And protect yourself from everybody and their mothers' input and their ideas, because it was unwarranted, let's say, and I don't need any confusion right now. I'm focused on what I'm doing and my goals, okay? So let's get you guys some more. We're going to get you guys some Oracle. This time we have the Affirmators deck. So when it comes to, again, your evolution, you guys are leveling up when it comes to your success, your career possibly, your opportunities. They're growing. You're growing. And so are people's opinions, okay? So quieting out the unwarranted advice and opinions with that evolution, because you're going to keep going. Again, it's picking back up, so you guys have more blessings coming in. We have money. So you guys have money coming in. It says, I deserve to make money, and I invite financial abundance into my life by mailing out hundreds of gilded envelopes that say, your presence is required. Please RSVP. If the desire to make more money seems selfish or shallow, I remind myself that money is the only path to food, shelter, and secure retirement. Then watch myself quickly shut up and get back to hustling. Those gilded envelopes won't pay for themselves. Okay, so again, you guys have some money coming in, those blessings that are coming in. You are evolving when it comes to your success, your money, your finances, your career, okay? New levels, new devils again. But part of that new level will be your finances. So you need to protect that as well, okay? Be careful for leeches. Be careful for those friends who only want to go out with you when things are looking good and they're not there when things are looking bad. Just examples, things like that. Regardless, money is coming in quickly from these successes, from these opportunities, from these projects. It will be here sooner than you know, okay? So prepare yourself. Tell yourself it's coming. Be open, be receptive, be welcoming, and it'll be here even quicker, okay? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep working at your projects. Keep being open and optimistic towards opportunities, because they're going to keep coming in. And money is coming from that. Okay? We have cleansing jumping out. Today I am writing myself a prescription to clean house. mentally, physically, literally, figuratively, and anything else that applies. It's hard to make room for new connections and experiences when every bit of my emotional space is cluttered with psychic bric-a-brac. So I'm grabbing the sanity vacuum and sucking up all my gripes, groans, gossip, and other garble to give my life a fresh start. Don't worry, subconscious and ego, there's always new psychic bric-a-brac in the metaphorical clutter section of Craigslist if we miss it. Okay, so it's talking about cleaning house, cleaning up the mind, cleaning up clutter physically, getting rid of the excess, nothing that really goes along with those successes and opportunities, just kind of various people, places, and things that are just hovering and lingering that don't really need to be there. Go ahead and clean it up. Go ahead and let it go. It's a new year and it's talking about a fresh start. I am currently recording this in 2023, January. So it's time to embrace the fresh new aspects of your life, okay? So in doing so, I'll need to let go of the extra, all of the extra. And it does talk about gossip here, the gripes, the groans, the gossips. All of that stuff, I feel like it's all external. I don't feel like it comes from you, okay? So that's why it's talking about kind of decluttering that stuff. And then we don't have to deal with it at all anymore because it's not from you, you know? Let's get you guys another one. We have tact. I speak and act with care, remembering that impulsive words or a harsh tone can sometimes hurt others. If it feels like I'm walking on eggshells, I'll remind myself that those eggshells might actually be a shop full of china and I might actually be a bull. Then I'll remind myself to stop mixing metaphors. Okay, so you can politely ask people, places, and things to leave your life, okay? You can respectfully ask people to leave your life, situations, jobs, whatever. There are ways to go about it without being abrupt or being rude or burning bridges, X, Y, and Z. Technically, no, you do not have to explain yourself, but if you do feel like you owe some type of explanation or you do owe someone some type of loyalty or you feel like you did, then of course you can elaborate as to why you would like to kind of shift the dynamic between you guys, okay? Or between you and the job, yada yada whoop-de-whoop. But I don't necessarily have to walk on eggshells, but there is a way for me to carry myself with tact while still removing excess weight. All right? And technically though, bulls do not back down. So if you do feel like you are being pushed into a corner, okay, by not so supportive people, because this is a card of support, if you feel like you're being backed into a corner, then obviously stand up for yourself. You can still keep your wits about you and keep your composure while not backing down. I said what I said and I meant it. Bottom of the deck, we have compliments. I know how good it feels to get a compliment, so I give that gift to others. I'll find a nice compliment for everyone I interact with today, even if I have to think really hard about it, in which I can follow up by complimenting myself for solving such a compliment puzzle. Wow, I'm skilled. Okay, so complimenting yourself, also, of course, complimenting others and being kind to others, but finding people who compliment you for one, jobs that compliment you, opportunities that compliment you, homes that compliment you, yada yada whoop-de-whoop. But also being kind to yourself, complimenting yourself, acknowledging your accomplishments. I feel like you guys haven't fully taken in where you have gotten yourself to or what doors you have been able to open up for yourself. That deserves a celebration, even if that celebration will be a solo celebration. Heck, take yourself to dinner, okay? Regardless, you have to be your biggest cheerleader, and if you want to share that energy to attract it, then do so if it comes naturally to you. Don't force it thinking that, oh, I'm gonna do something good and it's automatically gonna come back. No, do it because you want to, okay? Share the love that you want to receive naturally. But also, when you meet people who are not as loving as you, do not back down, because nobody puts baby in a corner. Okay? So we're gonna get you guys some more oracle cards. We have resistance. Okay, some of you guys are holding on to certain things that are gonna prohibit your growth, because this is really growth happening within the hand, and this is your hand. You can choose to let go whenever you feel like it. Okay? This is people. A lot of you friends. You see how it goes from community to solo to community, but not welcoming community. Okay? This solo right here is talking about those hard times that you had to go through alone, but also not feeling happy or content with your life, and nobody saw it, nobody recognized it, nobody understood. Okay? Only you understood what you were going through, but they were absolutely there for the good. You can't be there for the good. You don't deserve to. Okay? So I've got to open up. I've got to let go and be open to new growth in all forms. Okay? No more resistance, no more walking on eggshells. I'm my biggest cheerleader, and I'm going to do what's best for me, and I'm going to be kind to myself and keep welcoming good things. Hunger. Exactly. I have manifestations that I would rather entertain than you. Okay? Our candle goes out right at that time. I will not be relighting another one. But you guys have better things to entertain. Much better things. And actually, side message with entertainment, the things that you do, the places you go, your entertainment outside of the home will be leveling up. Okay? It will be changing. And the people and the places, the things you used to do won't speak to you anymore. They don't speak to you anymore, but they won't. Okay? And certain people that you used to go do things with, you can't really take to these places. Okay? It'll make sense for some of you. Take it how it applies. Regardless, not everybody can come with you. And when it comes to your manifestations, those successes are solely yours. And there's more to come in, and I'm hungry for that. So, again, solo wolf. Okay? I will do that for myself and be my biggest cheerleader again. And this is a full moon. This is coming full circle. We have trust, and this wanted to come out in reverse. Okay? And I've been taking reversals for these today. Anyone or anything that you have had to think twice about, even if it's a job, if you've thought about, am I getting underpaid? That's something to think about. You get what I'm saying? I don't have trust in this job that I am being paid enough for what I'm doing. Things like that. I don't feel like I am trusting enough of this person that's in my life. Therefore, I need to reevaluate X, Y, and Z. Okay? Trusting the things around you. Can I trust that this deserves to come with me where I'm going? Can I trust that this person, this thing is going to be supportive of me no matter what? Do I trust that this will support me financially no matter what? Because we have the card of money, and we do have the card of growth. You know, there's growth here. Resistance of growth. Do I trust that these different aspects, these different things in my life, are they contributing or prohibiting my growth? And when I don't trust that they will help me grow, then I've got to let it go. Okay? Because regardless, I'm hungry for more. So if it's me or you, I promise it won't be me. Okay? We have attraction underneath. Exactly. I've got to clean house with that cleansing in order to attract what is for me. You guys are cleaning house. And that's a super moon, another full moon. You guys have major things coming in, big manifestations that are actually coming full circle. So we have to clean up this last little bit because we're in the home stretch. Okay, as of right now, since we are in the home stretch and it will be here sooner than not, then we need to not hurry, I don't want to rush it, but we need to make room, as much room as possible, because as of today, there is not enough room for this super manifestation. Okay, let's get you guys some tea leaves before we close out. We have grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Now, grasshoppers usually do talk about good luck. We do have growth, a little bit of growth here. There's a ladybug here, which good luck. Then we have money. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. Some of you guys may be going solo. You may be branching off and doing a solo project, solo career, self-employment. Therefore, you will need to handle the back end, the details, the behind the scenes of that business or that project precisely, okay? To make sure that when it comes time to the end of the year or filing or however it goes, you want to make sure that you can cross all your T's and dot all of your I's. You want to make sure you're doing it the right way. Therefore, I don't need every Tom, Dick, and Harry to tell me what I should be doing about myself. Because if there's a mess up there, guess what? I just internalized that mess up. Okay, so I have to focus on what I think, because this is something that does require careful handling. Everybody's perspective will not be the same and will not be helpful. We have younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. Take it how it applies. Stepping into a new experience. You are highly thought of. Okay, so stepping into a new experience, you are highly thought of. You guys are evolving when it comes to how you are seen, how you are treated, your reputation. You guys are leveling up when it comes to that physical aspect of it, of course, but behind the scenes, you want that to match the external, okay? So make sure you are still crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's, because it can look good on the outside and be sticky behind the scenes, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So of course, if those people with all the outside noise, if that is your family, of course their input will be important, but you still need to know when to separate their input from yours, okay? And if some of you guys are preparing yourself for a family in the future, then that's why they're kind of talking about make sure you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Make sure you are taking the proper steps needed to put yourself in the right position to have all of the things that you desire in life. That super manifestation, what your future looks like, okay? Part of that may be a family for some of you, a happy family. Some of you guys already have your family, but you want your family to evolve right along with you, okay? We have wind chimes with peace and harmony. So more peace will be coming out of this careful handling. You guys, it looks like you guys will be making the right decisions or choosing correctly, if that makes sense. If there was a left or right situation, yes or no question, you guys chose correctly, okay? That is in the near future. You guys will be still stepping in a new experience in the right way, on the right path with the right decisions. And it will bring you peace once we have made it through the muddled, unclear thinking, but the decision making process. That was a very stressful time for you possibly, or it will be, but it will be over soon. Don't worry. We have archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Exactly. You guys are branching out. You guys are literally, I'm looking at a spider web in my mind. I see a spider web and it's just blooming, blossoming, growing. You guys are weaving a new web for yourselves, okay? And it's growing rapidly, very fast. So that archway may not have been there. It could have just been a closed path one day, and the next day you're like, oh, that's new, you know? And then we have table, hard work ahead. So some of you guys may work from a table or a desk, need to sprucing up your workspace area, especially if you're working from home or working individually and working from home. So anywho, they're not denying that there is hard work ahead, new levels, new devils, more workload. But you are highly thought of, and the work that you are applying will absolutely be reciprocated. What you are applying and putting in, you will be receiving right back, okay? It's not what you're bringing to the table, it's the table that you have built, okay? You built that foundation. Bottom of the deck, we have spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So you guys don't have to worry about too much, and all of the outside, again, that's just more so of a hushing it internally. It's not a physical thing. It's not a physical thing that you need to protect yourselves from, okay? You just need to, again, block it out. Take it for what it is. I appreciate it, but no thank you, okay? And let spirit protect you on a physical plane when it comes to all the extra stuff. Don't worry about any gossip, he said, she said, negative comments. Take it how it applies, ignore it, okay? Spirit's got you. But in the meantime, do what you need to do for you. Keep building upon that table that you built for yourself, and make sure that you are able to clear out the noise within your own mind, okay? We have that muddled, unclear thinking. That is the downside that I've seen with you guys, specifically when it comes to just you. This is your evolution. Make sure that you can keep up with that introspection, okay? When you feel like you are in that muddled thinking, make sure you can catch yourself, okay, and redirect internally. Alrighty. Reflection, remembering where you came from, remembering where you're going, what you see in your mind's eye for yourself, and know that spirit, if nobody else, highly thinks of you and believes in what you're doing and what you bring to the world. Okay, so this is a super manifestation. You are your biggest cheerleader, and you are going there regardless, sooner than later. I'm going with or without anyone and anything. I will go alone if I have to. Regardless, I'm going. Okay, so your evolution is on multiple levels, but you do have a manifestation, you do have money, you do have foundation, you do have opportunities, okay? As well as your reputation or how you are viewed externally, evolving as well, Pile 3. Okay, so I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and I'll be back soon with another reading. Bye-bye.